Hello and welcome. As you can tell by the title, I'm the obsessed movie man, O.M.M. And today we're here to talk about Michael Gough. He was an actor who died March 17th, 2011, which would be only a few days ago. He was 94 years old. And you're probably wondering, some of you may be wondering, who is Michael Gough? Well, let me refresh your memory a bit, shall I? Michael Gough was Alfred in the Batman series, both Burton and Shumacher. And that's how I first learned of him being in. Those are the first films I saw him in. Or so I thought. It turns out there were a few other films that Michael Gough was in, and I did not even realize. And I'd sort of like, this is a little bit of a tribute. But I'm going to read off some of the films that I have seen Michael Gough in, and yet I never knew he was even in. Now, it was just recent that I was watching the Hammer's films, the 1950, I think it was 8, Dracula's film with Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and I never really thought anything else about the cast. I liked them a lot, and I was really intrigued when they had the character Arthur Holmwood, who's rarely in any films. But to my surprise, and I just found this out recently because of my school's production of Dracula, I was doing a little bit more research. Michael Gough played Arthur Holmwood, probably the first character to play Holmwood in a film, I believe. So that was kind of interesting. I was shocked because I did not recognize him. And I'm going to give you almost an exact reenactment of my reaction. Anyway, this is what happened. Yeah, it turns out you cannot really notice Michael Gough in films. I don't know why. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you guys have seen a lot of films that he's in, you can spot him out right away, but for me it was just amazing. And it turned out there was a lot of other films. He was known in many of the Hammer films. One of the other Hammer films that I saw him in was in The Phantom of the Opera, another film adaptation, not to be confused with the musical, folks. This one was 1960 something, I think it was 62 again, and he played an antagonist named D'Arcy, or D'Arcy, a long time ago. He was also in he was in a really highly considered bad film, but it has a cult following, called Trog. He played the character Sam Murdoch. If any of you watch these kind of B movies or really bad films, you might know what I'm talking about. He was in my favorite Christmas Carol film. He played Mr. Poole. It was the 1980, I don't remember the date for that one, but it was my favorite Christmas Carol one, actually. So and aside from the Batman, Tim Burton Batman films, he did another Batman. I think it was a radio drama where he again played Alfred. It was called Batman: The Lazarus Syndrome. I think it was, yeah, The Lazarus Syndrome. It was like a radio show where you would hear the voices, and he did Alfred again, which was kind of interesting, I thought. And this was before Batman Returns. He was in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. I don't remember if there was a specific episode. And the last 3 films of his life, coincidentally, or ironically, were Tim Burton films. He was in the 1999 Sleepy Hollow. He was in 2005's Corpse Bride. And he was in 2010's Alice in Wonderland. I did not know that he was in these 3 films. I honestly did not know. I should have, because Tim Burton usually hires the same actors and actresses. he played the dodo bird in Alice in Wonderland. He was, again, another character that didn't really have much dialogue, much like Christopher Lee being in... Wait a minute. Christopher Lee and Michael Gough both in the same Hammer film. Never mind, that's a conspiracy for another day. But I'm not really in the mood. I just wanted to give my little, kind of my knowledge of Michael Gough. And I'm going to check out some more of his films. So this was not really a review, a rant, or a movie news update. It's just the loss of a talented actor who I remember mostly from the Batman film. And I'm not going to review it right now, but I would recommend this film and see what a good actor he is. So, Michael Gough, me, and many of your other fans will miss you. This is O.M.M. signing out.